Okay, so here we go. So here it is. Here's the box. And pretty much like the other Citizen I have, black and white box, pretty much like other ones I've had, other than obviously that Wish one that was questionable. Open this up. Got the Citizen inside. Piece of foam protecting it. Here is the timepiece here, it's ticking. And of course, there is the typical warranty information, registration information, that kind of good stuff. About registering your timepiece, all that kind of good stuff. Stick that back in there. I mentioned before, I appreciate it when watch companies put their watch into a nice protective case, and this is a pretty decent case. Nice pillow, piece of foam. Take that off real quick, and just take a look at it. Still has a plastic on it, so the back actually doesn't have any plastic on it. Looks like, but I think the front does. Yeah, the front does. Let's pull that plastic back and off and put it into the box real quick. I like that, I guess you call it like sunburst kind of effect there with the sun, how it does that so far. Has a date window, so it does time and date. And as I figured, because this watch is so thin, the bezel does not rotate. So let's look at this strap. The strap looks all right. The blues looks a little bit different than what I thought it would look like off of the picture from Amazon, but that happens a lot with pretty much anything. I like this blue here, this Skagen, better as far as the blue goes. Let's look at the back of it real quick. And I think the plastic's already off the back of it. Water resistance 10 bar, you know, Japanese movement, serial number, Citizen Watch Company, stainless steel, again polyurethane strap. By the way, some of the information courtesy, or I should say credit to Amazon is the proper term, because that's who I got it from. So let's take this little tag off here real quick and place it back into the box, and we'll put it beside my Skagen so you guys kind of get an idea. About the same size as the Skagen, and roughly, as you can kind of see here, about the same thickness as well as the Skagen. The strap though is a small, it tapers down. It tapers down from a wider strap to being a more narrow strap. And of course, let's do this real quick. Compare it to the ginormous Invicta Russian diver here, one of my Russian divers that I own. Compare it to this behemoth. You can see that the Invicta diver is quite a bit thicker and quite a bit bigger diameter wise. So definitely a different world. Let's go ahead and put this on the wrist real quick and take a look at how it looks real quick, and go from there. You ever catch yourself saying things that, and you're just like, why am I saying that like real quick, for example? You guys ever catch yourselves doing that? We humans, strange. So again, there's kind of a quick side-by-side of all the Skagen, one of my Russian divers, and this is some timepiece here. Let's go ahead and put this onto my little tiny whiny itty bitty small Mr. Puniverse wrists on my small arm, but after having the stroke, I'm glad still works, because that would suck. Real hard to do watch reviews when you can't use one of your arms. So all right, so I'm in the very last hole for my very small wrist, and we're going to go ahead, and the keepers look sufficient. This is interesting. This is really different. The keepers, instead of being two separate keepers. They actually, at the very bottom here, I don't know how well you see it, the keepers actually share the same base. It's different, but I actually like it. Only part about that, only part it might be a problem for maybe some people is because you have the keepers here and they're not, you can't really move them, and there's no other keeper here. Some people might get annoyed with this part of the watch, you know, hitting clothing or something like that, but I think for most people we probably don't even care. So let's set the time real quick. I'm gonna use my Skagen. I think the Invicta's right. Yeah, they're both right. It is let's see if it's I'm having trouble pulling that out. Interesting. Let me figure this out real quick for y'all. Okay, I figured it out. As I was like, wait a minute, it's not a screw down crown, it should be just move. So I've got to take my finger and actually put it underneath the crown slightly, and then grab it and mess with it a couple of times. So the crown is, there we go. If I had, my fingernails are usually cut pretty good, so if you have fingernails, you gotta get under there and kind of pull out to get it. So this position here is the time, so let's do this. So, and then one click in is the date. So I'm gonna change the date real quick. Yeah, there we go. Going counterclockwise. Make sure I put the right date up there. Half the time I forget what day it is. Okay, gotta put the 13th up there. Okay, so 13th, and let's take a look and get the time set right. And again, it's kind of difficult because you gotta get your finger up under there unless you have long fingernails to get in there, because it's just not pulling out that easily, which is one thing. So some of you might find taking the watch off will probably be a better thing to do. Hopefully I'm in AM and not in PM. We'll see. Yep, still in AM there, so good it didn't flip over. Let's take a look and see where it starts to flip over. I'll come back and just set the date again. So let's go around to, so we're at 11 o'clock PM, should be. So it starts to flip over at roughly about 15 minutes, about 15 minutes before the top of the hour, before midnight is when it'll flip over. So it'll flip over about 15 minutes before midnight. Let's go back and set the actual time real quick. And it's 18:30. So 6. $18.30, and we'll push it in, and now the day and date are set. That's one little gripe I have about it. This crown needs to be a little bit bigger and a little bit easier to use. You have to get up under there, and with your fingernail, I don't know how well this GoPro will see it, but you gotta get up under with your fingernail to get it, because it's really hard to just pull out. It's nothing really to grab onto. I wish they would have put like more like a what do you call it, like an onion crown or something, or at least more of a bigger diver's crown, something more to grab onto. For example, this is a screw down crown here on the Skagen that I've already shown. It's a screw down crown, but I mean, like, I unscrew it, you know, and I can set the time, you know, I can set the time or date, you know, I'm sorry, set the time. This one doesn't have date, but set the time, you know, pretty easily, and not a problem. And of course, when I push it back in, you know, it'll start ticking, and just making sure that I screw it back down so I don't lose my water resistance on the watch and ruin the watch. So, and of course, the Russian diver has his cap on it, that's big and robust. In fact, all the divers have some kind of a cap on them. And then it's pretty easy for me to grab on the Russian diver too and do what I want to do with that too. So that's one little thing there that the Citizen watch needs to work on. But yeah, no, so far the strap, it's a bit loose on my tiny wrist, but I do appreciate that they actually at least have this hole for people that have smaller wrists like I do. And it's staying steel, and it's pretty comfortable. It's pretty lightweight. I mean, I really barely feel it, I'll give it that. It's almost like this one here, I barely feel the Skagen. And of course the big giant Russian diver, of course you're going to feel that thing. It's like a Mack truck on your wrist. But yeah, so far not too bad, not too bad. I like it. And again, I like that kind of that sunburst kind of effect there on the dial. See that blue? See that? I like that. That's pretty cool. Kind of classy to me. But again, the watch kind of looks like, to me, kind of a militaristic kind of with the stuff on the bezel, kind of dive style watch. Kind of, and it's a polyurethane strap. So I would definitely put it in like dive watch category, you know, or at least, you know, something for the beach, for the ocean. And we're going to take a look at it real quick and in some other ways. And of course I'm going to come back after some time, a couple of days, and give you guys my final thoughts on the watch after owning it for a couple of days. I would appreciate if you guys like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Atlantic Ocean Watch. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you know when to upload new videos. So what you're going to see here coming up is just over about a 2-week period of me testing out this watch, living my life, being filmed in the city of Norfolk, Virginia, as well as Virginia Beach, at various locations, St. Mary's Basilica, downtown Norfolk, Battleship, Wisconsin, and other locations, just showing you guys my real pieces of my real life, so that you guys get a true idea of how this watch will perform. So as usual, I spend a lot of time at various beaches, but mainly Chesapeake Beach and Virginia Beach, but I do go to other beaches in the area. I'm here with my woman, just chilling and relaxing in this scene, and at this point the watch is holding up just fine, no problems. This is over about a 2-week period of owning the watch. That's me in downtown Norfolk, walking near the Battleship, Wisconsin, and Nauticus. So this next piece here is going to be night performance and underwater night performance as well, coming up shortly. Who else on YouTube gives you night performance and underwater night performance? No one that I know of except Atlantic Ocean Watch. So over the roughly 2 weeks of owning a watch, I've noticed the lume is pretty good, like the other Citizen that I own. I do have a fake Citizen too, but I have another real one too. I've talked about before on the channel. It lasts good enough where it'll be legible through most of the night, and for what most people are going to use it for. It's definitely not tritium, not even close. But it does work for what most people are going to use it for in their everyday, average Joe daily lives. And now, underwater night performance, Atlantic Ocean Watch. Now, underwater it glows just fine, but keep in mind this watch, while I would kind of call it kind of like a dive style watch, is not a true dive. It's not a true diver. So, if you're actually doing diving work, you'll want to get something that's going to be brighter. I think my Skagen might be slightly brighter than a Citizen, but I don't have the proper equipment to test that out. So please subscribe so I can get it. Thank you. But for what most people are going to be doing, again, the watch is going to be fine underwater and out of the water as well at night. So I have a second YouTube channel called Virginia Beach Rideshare. Here's a short clip from that YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that channel as well. Okay, what's up guys? So, just got home from work, went in the house, changed real quick, put on my gear, shorts on. And again, that's Virginia Beach Rideshare, my second YouTube channel. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to that channel as well. Okay, so let me wrap this up and give you guys my final thoughts on this timepiece. First of all, for about 60 bucks, it's a good value. The lume is sufficient for what most people are going to do. The watch is held up. It's been banged up. It's been scratched up. The mineral crystal has not been an issue at all. I would prefer sapphire, obviously, but the mineral crystal's been just fine. The hands, the mechanism inside of the watch, the movement, you know, it's worked flawlessly. No problem at all. It does the job for what most of us are going to need the watch for. The strap, even though it's a bit long on my very tiny wrist, that little overhang flappy part I talked about earlier wasn't a big deal. Didn't get hung up or anything, so it was not a problem at all. The strap is very comfortable. The watch is very comfortable, and I do recommend this timepiece. But because of that issue with the crown being difficult to activate that crown, I'm going to very reluctantly give this watch 4 clocks as opposed to 5 clocks. So still a great watch, but yeah. Oh, outstanding CDs. That's right, son. That's right, son. Now the rest of this video is just me at Nauticus in downtown Norfolk, and of course right connected to Nauticus is Battleship, Wisconsin. So the watch review is pretty much over, but it's a military type of watch, so might as well go on the ship and, you know, relive my glory days, active duty and reserve. So hope you guys enjoyed this military stuff with the watch on my wrist. Thank you for subscribing to Atlantic Ocean Watch on YouTube. And please check out my other YouTube channel, Virginia Beach Rideshare. Link to that other channel in the description. Thank you for watching. Take care. Cruise missile launchers. Yeah. Yeah. Makes you want to re-enlist. Outstanding.
We fired 25 tomahawks, and it should have been 26. We ended up deploying on August 7th of 1990.
Blow them out of the water. Aye, sir. Boom. Yeah. Why is my mail late? It's time for my mail. Why is my mail late? Look at that. Got your games there, got your iron right there. Yeah. Breathing apparatus there. Yeah. Old school Navy, son. Yeah. Look at that. Got your dungarees all squared away in your locker. God dog, outstanding. Right here, the bullseye right here is telling you where you are on the ship. When the lights go out and the emergency lighting don't want to work, that's why you always carry a flashlight. This thing here is supposed to glow. Usually they do. And that's how you know where the heck you are. Hey, you guys put a little bit too much starch in my dress blues now. Come on, my jumper blues, a little bit too much starch. You guys gotta tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. This is where you go when you're bad. This is the brig. It's the brig. Master at arms. Got you locked up in here. Arr. You're gonna do hard time. There's the head for the brig right there. There's the head. There's the head right there. Hard baby time. Muster restricted men on the quarter deck. Yeah. There's nothing like climbing up a fine, fine Navy ladder.
I'm just trying to figure out why they got the wheel down there, so people that are in prisons that are in
The brig.
the bridge, yeah.
Outstanding. Press push the door short. Okay. Outstanding.
Thank you, sir. Have a good rest of your night.